Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for the fan, episode number 176. As always, I'm Will, and we got Dom here. Dom, hello.
Good afternoon.
Or as what they say, shalom, I guess.
I almost said good morning. To some people.
Alaska, Hawaii, it's morning somewhere. Probably Australia, China, Japan. Countries over, whichever way you want to go. Oceanese that way, so, people, well, that way then, it could still be morning for some others.
Well, it's well.
Is the Earth
depending
flat?
on how you feel about the Earth, I guess it's
is the Earth flat?
I don't know if there's any outspoken people in football or not about that. I know some other sports have their own.
The other sports are hysterical.
Yeah. Well,
But yeah, we got some good stuff on tap here. A lot of big names returning to practice this week. Practice window open, PUPs, they're getting there. We're going to be talking about a lot of good stuff. The final stretch of the season's coming up. Who we're looking forward to, who we're not looking forward to. Game of the week, buy sell holds. We got all that stuff here. We're going to just dive right into it. You're listening to For the Fan.
You are listening to For the Fan.
I was trying to find a good pen, and I couldn't find a good pen, so I have to use a subpar pen.
Tragic.
They're not under my Chipotle napkins that I keep in my office at all times.
You know what's super funny about that?
Do you have a stack of Chipotle napkins?
We're like both admitting to people that we don't. Listen, here's the thing. Way off topic, not football. Chipotle gives you a lot of napkins, man, and they're quality napkins. So who says
I think we have to do a debate when Jake gets back of the best with the tier fast food place napkins. I think that would be a good debate. Taco Bell gives you a lot of good napkins. McDonald's, they give you, subpar. I don't know the last time I've ever driven through a Burger King drive-thru, so I don't know about their napkin situation. Wendy's, they either give you it, they don't give you it. It's like 50-50. Depends what you get.
The places that give you white napkins, I believe, are the worst ones. But then when they give you the brown napkins, they're just so much better. Like Taco Bell, brown napkins. Chipotle, brown napkins, way better. The white napkins are like inefficient. It's like 1-ply toilet paper versus 4-ply.
I have one question here. Frank's asking how we're doing a fantasy. Considering we're co-commissioners in our one fantasy league, I beat Dom to eliminate him from the playoffs so he can come with me to the loser bracket and help decide a draft order.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, you're looking at the bottom two in our league right now. So
not a good season.
How are we doing? Not well.
Since our fantasy teams suck, let's kind of look forward to, I don't know, something better, because here, December football, it's when stuff gets good, okay? You get the Saturday NFL games. You get Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Maybe even another day if something also goes off, everything else. But I want to ask Dom, okay, what is the one thing you're looking forward to as we enter the final stretch of 2025? Joe's in the chat. The top 2 contenders for the Toilet Bowl trophy.
It's true. God, I don't know, man. Going into playoffs is just a good time. You take the teams that don't matter and you ignore them. And then you take the fringe teams that are in the hunt, and then you got some exciting games. Like those week 18 matchups that they have to flex because they matter. Nothing gets better than that. I mean, that's sometimes better than playoffs. I mean, those are playoff games at that point because they matter. The whole season's on the line, just like the playoffs. So really, I mean, that's nice. The Christmas week is nice because you have like games every day. And then you start getting into like college football territory as well. So it's all, the last 14 days of December, or maybe like going into January, whatever that like 2 week stretch of football in the United States is a great time. And I say that in the United States because it's, you got college. College is a necessary football. So
At one point, it was bigger than the NFL. Now we're here.
was it really?
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like the NFL. Now they're all about this college stuff here. So
I mean,
that's what we got going on.
a lot of people still don't like the NFL. Let's be honest.
It's hit or miss.
Yeah.
A genuine question: who is the best team in the NFL? I feel like there isn't a concrete number one team. I feel like the best team. It's you have in the AFC. You have the Patriots, who have beaten every team in the top 10 in the draft order right now. And then you have the Broncos, who just don't have an impressive 9-game winning streak right now. It's a weird thing to look at because you also have the Eagles, who are, an 8-win team. They also don't look good. But then you got like Dallas, who's on the fringe of really turning the corner, especially this week. Because if they beat the Lions, they could do a lot of damage moving forward.
I'm going to be honest with you. This is something I was going to talk about on the show. And potentially I was waiting for like a nice segue into it, but maybe you gave it to me. First of all, what? Are you telling me the number one seed in the NFC is the Bears?
Yeah, because they got the tiebreaker over the Rams because of strength of victory or strength of schedule. It's like a weird tiebreaker that's like broken down.
That's crazy, first of all. Because no one, I feel like I still see the Bears and don't think that much of them, but whatever. Here's the thing. You know what? I wonder if I could send this in real quick here, because this is worth looking at. So I saw a tweet yesterday that I took a screenshot of because I was like, I kind of want to talk about this on the show because I feel nothing is more pertinent or relevant than this at the moment, I guess. I gotta give me a second. Cool. I'm like phoning this in at the moment. Where are you? There it is. Add. This is on the fly. Cool. All right. Then this is a little behind the scenes action here. Go to Gmail. Then we're going to open up the email I sent to myself just now, which hasn't sent yet. But anyway. Oh, here it is. Got it. Cool. What's my best way to do this? Do I save it? Can I open? Wait. Open image in new tab. Oh, perfect. All right, ready? So here's what we're gonna do. Then we're gonna share the screen. We're gonna do Chrome tab. This is kind of funny. Is it that one? It's that one right there. We're gonna share that. Is it sharing it? Yes. Look at that. Look at that. All right. Tell you what, that was pretty good. That took like a minute. So if we look at this, okay, here are the playoff standings currently. And it's funny because we brought up the playoff standings between you and I, like we have them in a different tab, whatever. But here are actually the playoff standings. And here are the records against other teams in these playoffs. Right? All looks good. Okay, everyone has like 2 wins, 1 win, right? Packers are 0-1, whatever. But then you see the Eagles with 3 wins. Okay, that's more than everyone else. 3-2. And then you have the Rams with 6 wins. That's substantial, I think. That's kind of a real deal stat right there, I think. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, this makes me want to lean towards saying the Rams could potentially be the best team in the league right now. 6-2. I mean, that's twice the amount of wins against playoff teams currently than any of the teams on here, you know? So I know we went into the season with the narrative, and I mean, it was the truth, not even just a narrative. It's not even opinion, but the narrative of like the Rams have one of the easiest schedules in the entire league. But here we are. It turns out that may not be true. They are just playing playoff teams week after week. I mean, we're going into week 14, right?
Yeah.
Or week, okay. We're going into week 14. The Rams have had a bye week. And so you're talking about they've played 12 games. 8 of those 12 games have been against playoff teams, current playoff teams. And 6 of those have been wins. That's kind of substantial, man. So I think that's something notable. I think that's something to kind of keep our eye on. I think going into playoffs, the Rams are a team that made playoffs last year. And not only did they make playoffs, they won a playoff game, I think, last year, right? And then they got beat by the Eagles. But so here we are, playoff team last year, playoff team this year, twice as many wins against playoff teams as any other team in the playoffs, AFC or NFC. So that's an interesting stat. This makes me want to lean towards the Rams. It doesn't make me want to say Bears 1-1. Patriots are 2-0. Okay, I mean those were 2 substantial wins, I think. What else we got? The Eagles are 3-2. They should be.
Well, the AFC doesn't have too much of like pizzazz style there.
They don't.
But like, if you look at the playoff pick, if you want to pull up the entire playoff picture, like full records and all that stuff, there's only 2 weak teams right now out of the field of 14 that are currently in the postseason. If it were to start today, which is going to be the Ravens, who are 6-6, I believe, or 6-7.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Bucks, who are 7-6.
So
you do have those. So it's, I don't know. This is like the most powerful, if I want to say that, like heaviest playoffs that we've been seeing in a very long time. It's usually we don't see any of these like, just powerful like teams like that. Like the NFC, like the entire wild card is 9 wins. Which is impressive to say the least.
I'm going to bring this up again one more time because this is substantial. The Bucks are 2-4 against these teams. So I think that's kind of crazy too, I mean, the Niners are 2-3, but they've had quite a season as far as shakeup and injuries go. But the Bucks being 2-4 is a little bit sketchy territory,
Frank also asked, thoughts on the Panthers. Could they go on to win the NFC South? There is a legit shot for them to win the NFC South.
Yeah, there is, right?
We talked about that back in August. Like they could be a team that can sneakily, if the stars align correctly, for them to steal the NFC South from the Bucks, because it's the Bucks division to lose. The Saints we didn't really give much praise on. The Falcons we bought into it too early, and we're gonna just sell on it until you can't sell on it anymore.
Have the Panthers not had a bye week yet?
This is their bye week, so it's you either want the first week of buys, or the last week of buys. Essentially, you don't want to have anything in the middle there, and they get healthy at the right time.
The issue is in the NFC. Is your wild card teams are 8-3. Well, 8-3-1. The tie, I guess, does matter, actually, to be honest. 8-3-1 and 9-4. Those are your 2 wild card teams currently 3 wild card teams, huh? I guess. So you have 2 9-win teams and an 8.5-win team in the wild card spot, and the Panthers are 7-6 now going into a bye week. So they're ideally 2.5 games behind in the wild card. Mm-hmm. So that's they're not going to make wild card. They would have to beat Tampa Bay. So, and the Cowboys are above the Panthers at 6-5-1. I
The
don't.
Cowboys do
works.
look like the most interesting team because really, if you look at the rest of their schedule, the only difficult team is the Lions that they played tomorrow night. And then other than that, they are basically favored in every matchup throughout the rest of the year.
So you bring up the Lions. Okay. You know what?
Yeah, bring
Here we
up
go.
the whole. Let's bring up the
Yeah,
whole.
I'm gonna share
Let's
it
bring up the
because
whole playoff machine we got.
this is kind of notable. All right. So, okay. Wait. You know what? We're going to go about this in a little bit of a different way. Because I just realized I have two up at the same time. Is it this one? It's this one actually. So this is just looking at like your nice,
The outlook in.
yeah. So if we look here, and you know what, I'll make this a little bit bigger so that so it's easier to see. All right, so we have the Lions at 7-5 outside. Again, like I said, you're looking at at 7-5, you're a win and a half out of playoffs. So this is tough. So the Cowboys at 6-5-1, they're 2 wins out technically, I guess, because the Packers make it in with their tie. Whatever. So this could be a big game this week between the Cowboys and Lions. This could be a huge game. And the Lions just sitting idly at number 8 in the bubble is kind of wild. That's crazy one, because I don't know if I could say that any of these NFC teams are going to pass the Lions to make it into the playoffs ideally. But I mean, sure. The fact that we can have the Lions miss out on playoffs is kind of nuts.
Yeah, it's 7-5. I mean, that's usually, you're looking at the end of the wild card there. Maybe if you were the NFC South, trying to fight for the division lead there.
Yeah. But you have 9-3 Seattle, you have 9-4 Niners, and you have 8-3-1 the Packers in your wild card spots.
And they're all playing, and all these teams are really nothing solidified. I don't think anything could be solidified until you're looking at week 17. Maybe even week 18. Like,
if you look at the Rams, it says playoff probability. If they win, 98%. That's as close as we can get. The Broncos at 99% is kind of nuts.
Patriots at 99 on the bye.
Oh
my God, they have the old throwback Jags logo. Oh my God, are they? Are they?
It's kind of wild, huh? Because
are they wearing throwbacks this week?
I don't know. This is NFL.com.
Well, the Ravens might be, because they have worn those Ravens ones, and they usually
change
the Jets for those weeks.
Jets have this logo still, right?
That's their current one.
The Commanders are rocking the helmet. I don't know.
And we also have our eliminated teams.
Yeah.
We have Sean who says Texans getting the 1 seed.
Well,
we have.
To be honest with you,
we also have Goldo Benz who says, "How do you feel about the Lions and Bears week 18? Will it be a good game, or you think the starters might sit?"
No,
if the Lions win out, okay, and the Bears slip, a game or two, I think the Lions have the advantage over the Bears right now if you do head to head, because they will have that tiebreaker.
Well,
they also Lions also got swept by the Packers this year. They also anything could happen.
All right, so we're looking at this, right?
Yes.
Is it easy for me to do this?
Yeah, Lions? You can click these. Yep. So if you have the Lions win, Lions.
We go into week 18. Oh, where are the Lions? Did it give the Lions all those wins or no? Wait.
Yeah, it's in the projected there, but I think if you went with if you do the Bears as well, here, click the Lions up here for week 18.
Click the Lions again.
Yeah, click the Lions again. And then, you go back through these weeks.
I'd have to go through all the NFC.
Yeah, you have to go through all the weeks. That's why I don't bring it up to like week 15 because there's still like
know.
4 weeks left.
Yeah.
So it gets
Alright,
like
well.
really messy and all that
Well,
stuff.
I mean, think about this though. So we have.
The Bears and the Packers play twice in 13 days. They play week 14 at 4:25, and then they play at 8:20 the Saturday before Christmas in week 16. So they have the early window there.
I mean, I
So
tell you what.
if you put the Bears,
So
click
this
the
is
Bears
kind of
there.
tough.
And then you go week 18, that game could be a flip-flop in order to get.
So I'm going to show this right now. Okay. I gave the Packers the win this week because I think I think the right thing to do as far as right now, looking at this, is to give the Bears a win and the Lions a win, right? They split. I feel like that's the right thing to do. So I gave the Packers a win, right? Then the Bears the next week play Cleveland, easy money, win, okay, for the Bears. Then week 16, I gave the Bears the win over Green Bay this time, okay? Then week 17, the Bears play the Niners. I gave the Bears a win, right? So then what you have is you have this game right here. You have I can't undo a win. Whatever.
Well, if you click the Bears, it'll flip that obviously.
So Detroit would need to win out. Yeah, I mean Detroit would need to win out, and then even if they win out, they only and then beat the Bears, they would still kind of, based off our projections, still only tie.
I think it's crazy if the Lions were to win, and if we were to like take the time and like go through these situations. Like Lions win, Seattle gets the 1 seed. The Bears win, they get the 1 seed. That's how kind of crazy it is.
Well, that's also if Seattle. All right, ready? I don't want to spend too much time on this, but we're just gonna give a Seattle a win out. Where's Seattle? No, not even, dude. If Seattle just wins a couple games,
Well, here, week 16, the Niners are going to beat them probably. It's just what's going to happen.
I'm so confused by this.
Oh, the Rams are going to win that week.
They have to
hands
play
down.
the Rams. They have to play the Niners. They have to play Carolina. I'll give them a win on that.
And then week 18, I mean, you give San Fran the win there.
See, if Seattle wins, though, they don't. All right, so they're not playing for anything that week. Theoretically,
Well,
they're playing for the 5th.
and you look at it, they fell apart there. Niners, Rams jump up. Look how fucky that is.
Yeah, it is. 2nd seed or 5th seed.
Yeah, the Niners win, the Lions fall out. Like that's how crazy like needing to win that week is too.
So yeah, I mean, ideally, really what we're talking about here is, will teams need to play week 18? Because will it matter? I think it will matter. I think it'll matter for the Bears. I think it'll matter for the Lions. I think it'll matter for the Seattle Seahawks, the Rams, the Niners. I think those 3 teams, they're all right in that division. I think that matters. I think again, looking at this, I think it could matter for Green Bay. We could go into the playoffs with 3 teams in 3 divisions or 2 divisions. It could matter for the Panthers and the Bucks.
Yeah, Panthers and Bucks, week 16 and week 18.
There's a lot happening on the NFC side where week 18s could really matter.
Let's move on here. We spent 25 minutes talking about hypotheticals.
Hey man, there's a lot.
We're talking about hypotheticals and all that fun, all that stuff. But let's go into some injury news because we do have some big names that are coming out of off the injured reserve. The PUP practice window's opening up. For the Bucks, reinforcements on offense. Mike Evans only 5 weeks after breaking his collarbone on Monday Night Football against the Lions. He's resuming practice. Jalen McMillan, which we haven't seen since the preseason with a neck injury, he is having his practice window open up as well. So the top 4 playmakers for the Bucks could all be on the same field at the same time, along with Tez Johnson, Sterling Shepard, all those people in company. It's looking good there for the Bucks, getting healthy when you need it most. Going to the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh is not committing to Herbert playing on Monday. He had hand surgery on Monday after a weird fall against the Raiders defender there. But they obviously wouldn't be practicing today, only because they play Monday night. So obviously hypothetical, walk through all that stuff. But for Thursday Night Football, the Cowboys are going to be without Tyler Guyton, offensive tackle, and cornerback Trayvon Diggs. But George Pickens, with calf and knee injuries, is good to go. Lions, Amon-Ra St. Brown, game time decision. So obviously 6:50 Eastern, 6:45 Eastern, we will know if he's going to be up for playing. Did not practice at all this week for a big matchup against the Dallas Cowboys. Also, Terrion Arnold, who's been dealing with shoulder injuries this entire season, on injured reserve. Shoulder injury is going to be knocking him out for the rest of the season. Lamar Jackson played Thursday night. He is practicing today. He has not been practicing the last couple of Wednesdays. So something to look forward to there for the Ravens as they have a big matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Baltimore on Sunday. Josh Simmons, who had a wrist injury against the Cowboys, had surgery. So he's on injured reserve. A very tough year for the rookie. Went away for the team for a couple weeks, came back, got hurt on what was the highest regular season watched game in NFL history. 57 million viewers for the Cowboys and Chiefs on Thanksgiving Day.
That's wild. Kind of not surprising, I guess.
Yeah, the Chiefs, who are, one of the biggest teams, and obviously the Cowboys always playing that 4:00 time slot. Eastern time, obviously, but help is on the way for the Seahawks. Julian Love, Jared Reed, and Derek Young have been designated to return to practice. They will remain on IR until they are activated. Drake London not practicing today with a PCL injury. It's not looking good for him. He's looking like he's going to miss his 3rd game on Sunday. The Cardinals opened up defensive lineman LJ Collier's practice window. Bills, Joey Bosa will not practice with a hamstring injury, and Josh Palmer and Terrell Bernard are going to be following suit. No practice for them. Also, hockey news, Tyler Seguin, torn ACL. He's out for the year. Because I just have this all on my Twitter feed here as I'm going through.
That is an injury report, so you're not wrong.
And also, if you want to have a flash from the past, a forgotten guy on TikTok, as all these people on TikTok do, Brian Hartline, the offensive coordinator for the Ohio State University, is going to become the next head coach of South Florida.
Wow.
Yeah. I think that's all I got right now. Robert Kraft, Bill Belichick among the finalists for the Hall of Fame class of 2026, voted on by the Blue Ribbon Committee. So we have that. Yeah, Rodgers getting a little bit healthier with the wrist injury. Yeah, I don't have much else.
Any Amon-Ra news?
He is a game time decision tomorrow. He has not practiced at all this week.
I knew that was going to be the answer, and I'm not liking it.
Sauce Gardner, who said his calf felt like someone shot him in a game against the Texans. He left the field. Only a calf strain. They're not putting him on injured reserve, so we're going to be looking at that moving forward there.
That's a little insensitive to some of these other guys around the league currently. It's a little to some of these Niners players. That's a little insensitive. But
the 49ers are not counting on Brandon Ayuk to return this season after tearing his ACL last season in week number 6 or week 7.
Did you say Mike Evans?
Yeah, I already mentioned Mike Evans. The Steelers, whenever they coming off a tough loss, they want to claim a Pro Bowler from 2018. Adam Thielen on the practice squad there for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, is there anything else here that I can find? I'm just continuing to scroll, and I'm not looking at anything. I'm not finding much else. Yeah, Colts changed their kickers. Michael Badgley cut after a very bad week last week. Here we go. Some transactions. Eagles opening Marcus Epps practice window. Laken Tomlinson cut by the Houston Texans. Almost said Chance Warmack for a second. That would have been a blast from the past. Yeah, nothing else. I got nothing else there. Garrett Wilson, there's nothing on Garrett Wilson. Who knows if he's going to be playing? There's not really much for the Jets to be playing for. They're not eliminated yet, but not a whole lot to be playing for there. Let's see. Yeah, no injury news since I don't know, 20 days. Yeah, 20 days ago since he got put on IR. So obviously they can't do anything until 4 weeks is up and he can start practicing again. Alrighty, Dom, who stood out to you from week number 13? If you need me, I have one. I always have stuff readied up here. I always got stuff readied up.
I gotta refresh my.
I'm gonna go with the 2 here. Joe Burrow returning after 2.5 months with a grade 3 turf toe injury, was not supposed to come back till the middle of December. Returns. He looked really good, running around, doing all that stuff. Got a big win, a 19-point win against Baltimore. You don't really see that very often against those two teams. He looked really good with 2 touchdowns and another 260 yards through the air. And also A.J. Brown, best game of the year, 10 catches, a $132, 2 touchdowns. Probably still complaining about his offensive usage, but yeah, I'm going to pick those 2 as my performances that stood out to me the most. And also, why not? Let's toss in the team, the Dallas Cowboys. You beat the Chiefs on national television after it looked really bad going into the game very early on, and they did it. So good luck on the Cowboys there.
Tell you what, Seattle defense showing up again like hardcore. I mean, was it the most challenging game in the world for them? No.
Was it 9?
But with a shutout win, almost all of Seattle's scores. I mean, Seattle didn't really. I mean, they didn't really do much. Sam Darnold didn't need to do anything.
Jackson Smith had his worst game of the year, 2 catches for like 24 yards.
But didn't really matter. They won 26-0. So like easy money for them. That was a thing. That's a little bit of a standout. What else? I don't know, man. The Bengals defense coming up kind of big was another one. I know you just said Joe Burrow coming back, but also the Bengals defense showed up. That's a division strong rivalry game, and they made Lamar Jackson look sincerely poor. So anytime you can do that, that's a good thing.
There has to be something else going on with Lamar because he's just not looked good since he's come back. He's been dealing with knee and foot, toe injuries, head, shoulders, knees and toes.
The team's not really putting it together, period. I mean, they refuse to run Derrick Henry in situations. Derrick Henry breaks out like a 28-yard touchdown in the first quarter, and then he rushes like 6 more times the entire rest of the game. You got to give the ball to the guys that succeed. And if you can't do so and you force Lamar to play, you're not supporting Lamar. I think this is a John Harbaugh issue, and I think John Harbaugh is not in a place where he should be commended at all. I think he's in a place where we should be talking about that there's issues, because there's no reason Baltimore should be, what are they? They're 6-6. There's no reason they should be 500 right now. Lamar wasn't out for that long. They have a star.
Lamar was out for like 4 weeks. It was just terrible for them. They just got bent backwards every single time.
Lamar has won key game or lost key games this season, dude. I mean, more than a few. So it's an issue. There's an issue. They don't give Lamar enough support. I don't think. Again, the Derrick Henry thing, I think, is an issue. He had 10 carries the entire game after scoring a touchdown early in the game. You should probably give the ball to him more. He averaged 6 yards a rush. That's not bad. You got to give the ball. You got to do more to support Lamar. You can't just give Lamar the ball every down. And I mean, he's a great quarterback and he can do a lot, but you play the Bengals twice a year, every single year. They know what you do. You got to give Lamar a little bit of support. I think that's part of the issue. But the Bengals played well. The Bengals played genuinely well against a rivalry. Joe Burrow's back. It makes the Bengals feel. I mean, I don't know if they can do anything if they win out. I don't think they really can. But like, I mean, maybe they can sneak in wild card, maybe. But the fact that your division's kind of in shambles is nuts because this should be a super strong division. And we live in a world where neither Baltimore nor the Bengals. Am I right in saying that? Is that correct?
For record-wise?
No, winning the division. Yeah, I mean, we live in a world right now where the Bengals and the Ravens could just not make playoffs, and the Steelers could. I mean, they're not even one win out. They're tied for the division lead right now at 6-6. You could have a losing record and win this division this year. That's not okay. So good for the Bengals making a gigantic win in a comeback game for Burrow. But yeah, I don't know. I know we talked about standout players, and I just said 2 defenses, but they stood out. Played well.
To go off our question earlier, who we're looking towards entering the final stretch, who are you worried about entering the final stretch of the season?
Well, I kind of just said it. Anyone in the AFC North is worrisome. The Ravens could lose the division to the Steelers. If you're a Steelers fan, I don't know what you want. I don't know if you want to win.
The Steelers are like, how about we go below 500, see if Tomlin gets canned?
Yeah. But you know what they are right now? 6-6, 500. And they have a legitimate chance at winning the division with a 500 record. So the NFC or the AFC North is rough, dude. It's a rough time. The Bucks, because they're being heated up by the Panthers, as we talked about earlier, which if you're the Bucks and you lose the division and don't make playoffs to the Panthers, that's issues, dude. I got to think Todd Bowles might even be fired at that point. Probably not. He never will. But maybe those are some worrisome ones. What do you think? The Colts might be another one.
The Colts are definitely one. Daniel Jones with a fibula fracture, and he's playing on it. Obviously, it's in the lower part of his leg, so it's obviously not where all the weight is on. But hey, him in practice trying to move around, he looked very, very uncomfortable. And they also lost Sauce Gardner, who is their number 1 corner. You trade 2 first and a player for, and he's out for a couple of weeks. You could go from the darlings of the AFC, like, oh, hey, is the playoffs going to go through Indianapolis to, oh, shit, we're on the out. That's not good.
Yeah.
They got a big game against Jacksonville this week. A very big game.
Season, and these are 2 teams to be so worried about at the moment, if you're a fan of. We are in a season where the Chiefs and the Lions could both not be in the playoffs. That's gigantic, dude. I mean,
they also have
the 3rd team out of playoffs at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lions are on the cusp, but they're 2.5 win or a win and a half out of playoffs. So it's the Chiefs are 2 wins out of playoffs. It's a little bit of a rough time for 2 of the top teams from last season. Especially the Chiefs, man. The Chiefs just not making playoffs with virtually 0 excuse. What's your excuse? All your guys are pretty healthy. You have a deep receiver core, and that's really where your injuries are. And it doesn't matter because it's deep. Dudes should be catching the balls. You have Patrick Mahomes. You don't have an excuse. So, rough time. Rough time to be a Chiefs fan at the moment. And I'm worried for you. You should be worried. So.
Then we got one final one here. What do you make of the AFC South right now? Because this division is this division. Let me try to reload this up really quick here.
This division is almost no different than
the Jaguars currently have the lead at 8-4, followed by the Colts, and then you have the Texans at 7-5. What do you make of this? Obviously, you have the Titans who are in the battle of the Tank Bowl on Sunday against the Cleveland Browns. but they probably will end up losing that game with Myles Garrett probably breaking the eventual sack record.
You know what? You brought it up. So we're going to go back to this because I think this actually kind of matters. Because I don't even know if it's about what team is better or not or whatever. I think it's okay, give me a second.
Got to go back into the email, download it, or shouldn't it already be in your downloads?
No, not that. I think it's about their schedules ultimately, right? Because I don't think any of those teams are genuinely much better than any, of the other ones. I think the Texans could do it. I think the Colts could do it. I think the Jags could do it. I don't really think it comes down to any one thing. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a little bit of fun, I guess. Is it shared right now?
Yep.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Let's only focus on them. Okay.
So Sunday, Colts are at
the
Jaguars. The Colts have not won there since 2013.
All right, so we're going to give the Jags a win. Daniel Jones
then the Texans play the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football.
Holy shit. Let's say the Texans win. Let's just do it, okay? Week 15. Texans, Cardinals. Let's give the Texans a win. What else we got?
The Colts are at Seattle. I don't think they can win that game. It's going to be a very good playoff experience there. And then
Jags, Jets.
Got
to give it to the Jags. Sorry, Will. Colts, Niners. What do we think about
Monday Night Football?
Oh my god, man! What?
I say we give the Colts. We give the Colts that matchup, and then you have Raiders, Texans. Obviously, I think the Texans are going to just clean house there, and then the Jags and the Broncos. I think the Broncos are going to win that game. Then you go into Week 17, which already changed up the entire playoff picture here.
Did it?
Yeah, the Denver leapfrogs up to 1 there. The Colts are out.
We haven't given the Patriots any wins either, because obviously, but Houston's currently in that spot. Jacksonville's in the wild card. All right.
Alrighty, then we got the Texans at the Chargers in Week 17 on the top there. I say, oh man, their second trip to SoFi, can they win there? That's the key point there.
Should I give them a tie?
No, I say. Let's give the Chargers that one.
Okay.
And then you have Jags Colts again, but this time it's in Indianapolis. I think the Colts win that one.
Okay. Jonathan Taylor coming up big.
And then you have the Week 18.
By the way, the Colts are still out.
Then you go to Week 18 here. What the Colts are going to okay, so this could be a potential. So here, if the Colts win there, what happens? That is your Sunday night. That is your Sunday Night Football.
We got to give the Jags a win.
And then that's your Sunday Night Football Week 18 matchup there.
Oh my God.
Colts and Texans. That's what it's going to be. It goes down to the division. And if the Texans win, what happens with the Texans here?
That's the division lead.
That's the division. That is the entire division.
Jacksonville cannot win the division. And we just have
go back to Week 17 where
we gave.
Yeah, here you flip that.
And then let's go back to Week 18 and give each team a win. Oh, the Colts wouldn't make playoffs, period.
The Colts would not make the playoffs.
Wow. So then, okay, so here's what we have going on for us right now. Well, if the Colts win, this is the Colts Week 18 matchup right here.
That is a game that will be they can't flex that game to Sunday Night Football.
No, but this is everything for the Colts, because if the Colts lose, they lose out of playoffs. Then this game right over here, Week 18 between the Colts and the Texans, do not matter. No one needs to play. But
you also go back to like Week 16, because I think we gave the Colts a loss in Week 16.
No, we gave them a win against the Niners.
So Week 15 is the Seattle matchup, which
I can't give.
If the Colts hypothetically win that matchup, what happens there? The Colts would leapfrog over.
Well, that's with the Colts having a win Week 18. If the Texans win, yeah. So right now, to be comfortable at all comfortable whatsoever, The Colts need to win here this week against Jacksonville. And if they don't, then they are uncomfortable because if they win out, I mean, they have the other Jacksonville matchup. Oh my God, if they beat Jacksonville, they don't even make the play. Dude, it's so rough. Yeah, the Colts are not comfortable. The Colts are maybe the hottest seat team in that division right now. They need to win out to be at all comfortable with their spot and to not have to have an insane week 17 and an insane week 18. So the Colts, every game matters. The Jags, not every game matters. They almost have a playoff lock right now. But to win the division, they would need to win some games, not all. That's not a big deal. The Texans, where do we have the Texans? Let's see. So week 14, we have the Texans winning, which is a big matchup against the Chiefs. Week 15, the Texans have an easy matchup. Week 16,
another easy matchup.
Easy matchup. Week 17, tough right here against the Chargers. That's a big matchup. See?
Wait, who just got a wait? What happened? The Chargers fall out.
Yeah. So
that's wild
because they play the Chargers that week. So that's a big deal. So the Texans have an easy match an easy schedule. The Texans have kind of an easy schedule where all they need to worry about is just playing. And then it comes to week 17 and week 18. If the Colts have one out, then the Colts matter for them. If not, then they're kind of chilling. They're kind of chilling where they can, fit in a wild card spot, no issues, and just got to win one of these two last weeks, one of them being against the Colts. So, again, I think what we're saying is the Colts are the
division's fucked. That's what we're saying in the
But the Colts are they're rough. They have a rough go of it. They need to play their ass off and win almost every game on their schedule. The Jags can coast and be wild card and not miss out on playoffs. If they feel like winning out, that's division. But the Jags are chilling the most. And then the Texans are in the middle where the Texans have an easy schedule. They just need to play their game, win a hard game or two, and be wild card or division. So if we're ranking this, the Jags most likely to be fine. They're the chilling team. Then the Texans, they just need to play. Easy schedule. Shouldn't be an issue per se. But the Colts, they're the ones that they're in the rough spot. So there is your AFC South.
You don't have every team playing a full 17 game schedule yet. Listen, there's still 100 games to be played here. No, not 100. There's 64, then you got 14. Yeah, so 76 games.
There's a lot.
Eva says, should I go with Mahomes or Jacoby Brissett to start this week? I guess Brissett, but also the Chiefs in December in Arrowhead is a different animal. The Texans have not been able to play. Yeah, the Texans have not been able to play any good football in Arrowhead.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. But also, Arrowhead's not playing that good of football in Arrowhead right now. So,
thoughts on the Lions? We need something to go good here. Graves, we need something to go good here. Then we have Diego who says Dak or Burrow. I say you got to go Dak. I mean, that's the hottest offense in football right now.
It's fair. It's a good point.
Pats versus Bears Super Bowl. Yes. The Battle of 85, and then the Patriots get blown out by 40 points.
I'd be psyched for that Super Bowl because I think the Patriots win that one, no problem. But whatever. I have no faith in the Bears. I could be so wrong about the Bears.
We all made a promise. We said we weren't going to buy into the Bears this year. We said we're not falling for it.
So that's our bluster.
Our whole thing. We said, hey, we're not buying into them. We bought into it last year. We fell for it. Caleb was supposed to be this guy. We all, looked like jokes, and yeah.
That is the bluster of the year for us. Is that one? That's crazy.
Let's see, and also
We always have one.
and also we look like clowns because we also said the Saints are going to be battling for the first overall pick too, which I don't know where that guy is, but probably gotta find him somewhere.
I mean, they are.
Christian says, would you start Isaac Tesla versus Dallas or AJ Brown versus number one defense? The Chargers don't have the number one defense. The Texans do. The Seahawks do.
The Denver Broncos do.
Denver Broncos, like they're like fourth, but you know AJ Brown's AJ Brown. So
Yeah, I'd go AJ Brown. Tesla
I
has
mean,
like he's good for like,
Isaac Tesla has like 12 catches on the year.
yeah, he's good for one.
He's been on my fantasy watch thing the entire year. I've
The
been
issue
waiting.
is-
I've been waiting to pull him out. He has 6 catches
Yeah,
for
dude.
100 yards and 3 touchdowns. Hey, 33% success rate on
Well,
touchdowns. That's what he has.
And they were all in the beginning of the season. It feels like so. I don't know.
Yeah, there's really nothing coming through here. But let's go into a game of the week here. Don, where are you pointing at your game of the week? We had a lot of good games this week. Another week, consecutive week. Great games.
This has been a good season. This I think because of the gap between good teams and bad teams, like there hasn't been that gigantic gap. I feel like any team can win any given Sunday. But I'm gonna have to go this past week. I mean, that Cowboys Chiefs game was great. The Packers Lions game was great. Those were good Thanksgiving games.
I saw you change your pick in the doc here.
Yeah. Well, once I saw the Jacksonville stat, I was like, and remind Daniel Jones. I was like, yeah, okay. Tell you what, the Panthers winning this week was insane.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that was kind of nuts. I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I'll go Packers Lions. That was a great Thanksgiving matchup. First matchup of the week. That was a good time on Thanksgiving.
The other game I would go with from last week, Denver Broncos and Commanders. Who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? I wasn't gonna think. I wasn't gonna thunk it.
Our primetime games continue.
Sunday Night Football has been terrible the last couple of weeks,
Yeah.
like scoring wise. But this game, it made up for it. It made up. We were there, so I'm going to pick Broncos and the Commies as my pick here. We have Garrett who says Baker Mayfield or Daniel Jones this week. You might want to go Baker Mayfield this week.
Definitely bake.
Wake and bake. Yeah, buy, sell, and hold. Week 14. Where are we going to?
Where?
I'm going to start with my buy. I picked Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young looked really good. The Rams, another trip out east. Okay, they had to go. They had, so many trips, man. They're definitely exhausted. The travel, timing, all that stuff. They are exhausted, so they get to go back. West at least. So that's going to be good for them. But I know Panthers. Chuba Hubbard is looking like he's reemerging as the backfield favorite again for the Panthers. I think he out-snapped Rico Dowdle, so that's good for them. Tedero McMillan looked good. I don't know. I think Dave Canales has it. He's figured it out. He really does. If Bryce Young is on it, they're going to win a football game. If Bryce Young's not on it, they're not going to win the football games. So, yeah. The Carolina Panthers are my buy.
That's a good buy. That is a good buy. I sold them most recently. Don't ask me why.
I definitely. Well, I mean, it was the Panthers, so.
I know. After holding them for a couple of weeks, I sold them a few weeks ago. So that's kind of whack.
Where's
Oh,
your buy
man.
going?
I don't really know. I have some sells. I don't really know if I have some buys.
Want to go to the sells? Let's sell.
I mean, I've bought all the teams that are buyable. Like I like the Rams. I've rebought them. The Patriots, I've rebought them. And then, those are fantastic. You know what? Have I not bought the Broncos? No, I've brought the Broncos. Dude, there's no teams in here that I can buy that makes sense for me. I bought Seattle. Yeah, I don't know. I refuse to buy the Bears because we said we can't. So, you know what? I will buy the Bengals now that Joe Burrow's back.
Okay. There we
I
go.
will buy
We got the
the
Bayou
Bengals.
Bengals.
because they won a really important matchup in a season that doesn't matter too much.
I mean, it
Joe
still
Burrow-
matters. They have a chance to still win the division.
They do. Joe Burrow's back. The defense showed the F up against a rival team. And so, I got to buy Cincinnati. That was a good one.
What about sells? I got 3 sells.
Oh, man. Go for it.
I'm gonna sell on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, I'm over the experience. I've been holding on to this guy since week 1, back when the weather was warm. Now it's cold as shit out here. So, Indiana Jones, I'm selling you off, and also I held him a couple weeks back after a pretty good game, I think against the Lions. But 9, yeah, you're done. Sorry, I'm not really scared of 9. Cutting it short.
So I'm selling Baltimore because you
Here we
can't
go.
lose that game.
Here we
You
go.
You can't lose that game. You can't scheme up your game correctly right now. You're not giving Derrick Henry the ball, not supporting Lamar. He's making mistakes like it's second year Lamar again or rookie Lamar, whatever. You just can't. It's not looking good. The ship is sinking a little bit. You have a potential to lose out of the playoffs entirely. So I'm selling the Giants because for some reason I held them. I think when Jackson Dart came in, I was like, wow, there's a lot of energy here. I'll hold the Giants. I'm selling them because I'm tired of them being soft about the whole Patriots game thing. I'm over it. I think that might have to be all of my sells for now. I'm not holding anyone anymore.
I'm holding one. I'm going to hold on to AD Mitchell after his breakout game of his NFL career in the New York Jets.
Yeah.
First career touchdown. I mean, 8 catches, 104 yards and a touchdown. He looked really good. And then a season where the Jets didn't look really good. You gotta wonder. You must wonder though, where he could be fitting with the Jets moving forward and all that stuff, because they do bring in John Mechie. You have Garrett Wilson who's on IR. So who's going to be the 2? Who's going to be the 3? Obviously, Lazard's going to be out after this year after taking a massive pay cut. That's what you got to figure out for. But yeah, so I'm going to hold on to Adonai Mitchell.
Okay. I'm going to hold on to the Chiefs. I think if you lose this week against the Texans, you got to pack it up. I think it's over. And I conveniently am also holding the Texans. So, like, this is a big week for both teams for my buy-sell holds. I'm holding both teams. Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to hold the Chargers, too. I haven't been liking it, man. I have not been liking it. The Chargers have seriously fallen off. I have not liked the Chargers in the past, second. And once the halfway point in the season hit, the Chargers just started taking a nosedive. They weren't. Justin Herbert was having a phenomenal season, and now he's, for a few weeks now, just hasn't been putting it together. They haven't really been putting it together. So I guess I'm going with the AFC West, holding the Chiefs. Got to win this week. Holding the Chargers. So that's where we're at.
We have one more round of buys, and we're done. We have four final teams in the bye week: the Panthers, the Patriots, the Giants, and the Niners. 3 teams that are, fighting for the playoff lives, and one that's fighting for a top 5 draft pick, and also with Joe Shane as their GM. So we got that. But last week, Colton won the week at 11-5. You and I tied at 10-6, and Jake 8-8. It took him all the way through, halfway through the early window to get his first win.
Damn.
So there we go. But yes, we have 14 games here on tap that we're picking from. First game up Thursday Night Football, Dallas, Detroit. Big playoff implication matchups for both teams. This could have effects come January 4th when seedings finalized, all that stuff there for the playoffs. I am currently lone wolfing the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay. It's a big week.
Well, you and Jake are picking the Detroit Lions. I'm in Ross St. Brown. Game time decision. Looking at there for the Lions there. Then we head into the early window here. Seattle travels out east to Atlanta to face the Falcons here. We are sweeping Atlanta as of right now. And then we go from Atlanta to Baltimore here. Big matchup. Steelers, Ravens, everything on the line here for this division right now. And we're sweeping Baltimore as we speak. After you sold on them, going Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm not that happy about that. I'm not gonna lie.
And then another big matchup here. This game got flexed out of the 425 slot up into the 1 o'clock slot. The Bengals and the Bills. Bills coming off of a big game where they ran the same play. I think they said like 30 times.
Yeah.
And it couldn't be stopped. A $200 million defense led up their highest rushing total in franchise history there. But yes, Jake, as of right now, is lone wolfing the Buffalo Bills on this one. A game that's going to decide top 5 in draft picks, most likely here. The Cleveland Browns and the Tennessee Titans are facing in the dog pound area of Cleveland, Ohio, and we're all taking the Browns here. Do you think Myles Garrett breaks the sack record? He is 3.5 away to tie and 4 away from breaking it.
Here's the thing. I think he could, just because Myles Garrett does the thing where if he gets like 1 sack a game, he gets another 3 or 4. So it's like, it's either we see him get like 0.5 sacks this game or we see him get 4 sacks. So it's really, it's hit or miss. But if it hits, like if he gets a sack, I would be like, oh man, look out. Breaking the record this week. So.
And then we go to Jacksonville, where the Colts, who have not won in Jacksonville since 2013. This is a very long streak against a single opponent in a single stadium there. Well, consecutively, if you go by year. Niners won their first game in Cleveland since 1984. So, yeah, we're sweeping the Jacksonville Jaguars because that is my favorite stat I like to share each and every year when they play. And then we have the Commanders, who might have Jaden Daniels back this week. He has not been cleared to practice. They're going to be looking at Friday as maybe a time to see if they could clear him against maybe 9, Max Brosmer,
dude.
Sean Wolford, Desmond Ridder got released from the practice squad, so we can't even hype him up as a quarterback to watch in this game.
Yes,
Jake's picking the Vikings and we're picking the Commanders. I mean, whoever wins, we all lose, so it's okay. We're all
that's
losers
what
in this.
Changed. That's right. Because we looked at earlier, I looked at Seattle's game last week against them. I was like, whoa, okay.
There's unfortunately going to have to be a winner of that game unless they tie. And then we have the Jets, who are hosting the Dolphins. They're wearing their rivalry uniforms for whatever reason. Like he has to push more uniforms. We're all taking the Dolphins on this one.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Then we have the Saints, who are spending their second week in Florida. They are going to be making out too. I mean, who knows? They're facing the Buccaneers. That's what's going to be happening there in Jacksonville. We're sweeping the Bucs on this one. And then we have Denver going to Las Vegas. We are all sweeping Denver because is there any hope left in the Raiders?
Who remains? Do the Patriots remain number 1 seed?
I don't even know how that works out there.
I think they do.
I would assume so with tiebreakers, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Then we have the Raiders. They're facing the Cardinals. The Rams are facing the Cardinals. We're all taking the Rams in that one. And then 425, Chicago going to the frozen tundra. 2 games in 13 days against one another. They're going to be facing each other. But yes, Packers are on the sweep there. And then Sunday Night Football, the Texans are going to Kansas City. Big matchup there for playoff seeding. The Chiefs must win, and we're all taking the Chiefs on this one.
I kind of don't want to, but
I wanted to switch to the Texans the entire week last week, and I was looking at it. I'm like, I don't think I could do it. And then to the Jones injury, I'm like, I really want to, but I don't think I could do it. And then Monday Night Football, or the Monsters Inc. University game, like how they had last year, the Simpsons Bowl. This is the Monsters Inc. Bowl here.
Okay.
The Eagles and the Chargers, probably on like Disney Channel or something.
Yep.
Yeah. We're taking the Eagles on the clean sweep there.
It's a good game. Maybe.
It should be.
Should be.
Who knows? All right. And that leaves, gentlemen, rounds out our show. You can follow us here on the TikTok for the Fan Network. Follow us on all the other stuff that is down below there. Been scrolling for the last hour. Yeah, tune in next Wednesday. Week 14. Playoffs are, coming around for fantasy people. And I know we're going to be getting a lot of questions about that. So, yep, I'm Will. That's Dom. We are For the Fan. Thank you so much. And tune in next week.